it looks like the current Chief Justice can't catch a break. The current Chief Justice, Gertrude Tukono, or just say, she's receiving heat from here, there. The latest person brutally was attacking the Chief Justice, Martin Amidu. Now, apparently, there is something going on in the Upper East region. A Chief Justice Neye, actress Martin Amidu is not happy with, and actress Odieja Ababegunne so. And then your first time I subscribe, now you click the notification bell on so. We understand latest news be about one sa ebekan yenko ensem ne so. Na yenhwe de ama Martin Amidu ne buofu a waba betro enkrata tetenten ama the Chief Justice. Now we hear title of this article I will say a Chief Justice who doesn't know the history of her country and acts unfairly is unfit for the role. Martin Amidu. Into person say Chief Justice no. Onim Ghana mamre. Into otenase na wo di case a sebe case no on tenase nhwehwe case ni mu yie. Ndi case ni baby was a case no echo. Di case ni on only feeling on baby or no feel say case ni nko na nye fact of the matter. Say we na semye the dabi. We ye madam for mindi momo no we dia momo. Na Chief Justice no onim Ghana amamre onim Ghana abakwasem. Onim Ghana abakwasem. Intia no yes anyama no. Martin Amidu no. Yenkenkan. As a former special prosecutor Martin Amidu has condemned the Chief Justice Gertrude Tukonu over the recent closure of courts in the Upper East region over security concerns in Boko and its environs. In a statement issued on Sunday, November 10th, 2024, he argued that the Chief Justice's handling of the situation demonstrates her limited understanding of Ghana's geography and history. Inti, Osi Chief Justice Nama order say Upper East region courts be a wo be a yen closing it down because of Ntokwa AC ewo Boko. Ena Martin Amidu ka say na Ntokwa AC wo Boko a di ntia na Upper East region courts utu ni nemu. Na say who Chief Justice ne kra no unim Ghana geography, unim Ghana history and so. I say the conduct of the Chief Justice in closing those courts on spurious grounds demonstrated her lack of high moral character and proven integrity to have been entrusted with the exercise of the administrative and supervisory powers vested in her under Article 125 of the 1992 Constitution, which enshrines inter alia that justice emanates from the people and shall be administered in the name of the Republic by the judiciary, which shall be independent and subject only to this Constitution. It was the Chief Justice Nadia Wayeno, the conduct na Wayeno, and the crowd say, Sebi, Chief Justice no undru say yebema ono sa ma me na da ne Chief Justice wo hwe na adwen ni se ne awo dwen a on sem fata se wo se yema ne da ne Chief Justice na moraka amamaka enra I'll bring you away. Enra, I saw an interview, very beautiful interview of Chachichi Kata, and he was even speaking about the Chief Justice and her conduct in Supreme Court against the Abambagbin case no. Uti nsemo na Chachichi Kata kana na me say hey asemo me betina ha kan na the demeanor of the Chief Justice and all that na just obi ehu. Enti Martin Amidu say maame no o hwe in me ne she morally she's not right, like only moral character say proving integrity say also to me than the Chief Justice that be ejuma ne so sen no ondru ye na adwin duru ye. Or see a Chief Justice of any country who does not know the history and geography of her country and acts discriminatory, unfairly, and without candor in the performance of her administrative and supervisory functions is clearly unfit to be the head of administration of an independent judiciary. Portions of the statement indicated. Martin Amidu akasa o. And say when Martin Amidu akin, you bet me actually for contempt because I say Chief Justice awunim wabakwasem. Chief Justice awamanya utim kran unim moshe. Uye juma o act discriminatory. Unhwe se nipa kono na asem ye de. Omo a ase omo aside with you no. Omo a ase wo no pe omo asem na odi case mo. That be obisa no in kwan se wo se ye man than Chief Justice. Obe say oman no. Ase Martin Amidu noted that the Chief Justice's decision extended to courts which were not even close to Boko. Into Utie Martinabi Dunsemo Okan. O entokwensi wo Boko. O say courts are a upper east region in a close down. O say in kro bebre wo ho a emben Boko de biara da a ho no peace wo ho entokwen ho. Wama saa courts ni na so close down because entokwensi wo Boko. Na chese wo Chief Justice no wa bon. Na chese wo Chief Justice ni kra wo nim Ghana. Because me tetema. Na ntokwesi ewo ebi akasoa. Na wo kase because ntokwesi wo kasoa nti ya yetetema no ma obi ampia. Wa bon unim tema. Tema ne kasoa emu twin. Nti Chief Justice order ya wa makra ne trese sebe wa bon onim Ghana. Martin Amidu nsem wo kan no. Hey! Also her decision included courts in locations like Bogatanga, Zebila and Garu, which Amidu argued were neither geographically close to Boko nor relevant to the security adversaries. So I say Ushe Krobiti se Bogatanga ni Zebila ni Garua emben Boko de biarada. Emben Boko eho security nsensem ni ho ntokwa bi ni ho. Now so Boko ntokwa nti wa masa court na wo ho nso close down. No abonza. I say he further challenged the rationale behind the closures, questioning why similar measures were not applied in other regions with similar security concerns. So say, enyama ntokwe sisi ewo Ghana baby bebre aden na ho nso ya nya omo saa ena bo omo upper east ne pena wo ya omo saa. I say the website of the Ministry of the Interior, where I was once also the minister, shows that between the end of September 2024 and the end of October 2024, the Minister of the Interior imposed curfews on 10 towns and their environs. In almost each case, the curfew narrative was similar and as having been done on the advice of the Regional Security Council. I am not aware that the Chief Justice closed down the courts in those townships and their environs as a result of the curfew declarations, let alone the closure of courts in their regional capitals as happened in the Upper East region. Into what I say, the Ministry of Interior, on my website, say between September and October, ya impose curfew, towns bako 10 eso, Ghana ha. Na sa towns 10 na ya impose curfew no, onhu se Chief Justice akase ho court na ho na ya close down. Ti eba ne say in the Upper East region there almost suffer just because of curfew and they are to Boko peso. Until asiye, nyanse nim. Also, the former special prosecutor further contended that the Chief Justice's response to the backlash by ordering the reopening of 4 courts without explanation demonstrates a lack of transparency and accountability. Inti the Chief Justice need the kind yesa. And Ankrofo Babebo Nechi say, Mammy wa bondodo, I has said yes, I has said Yankahu, I has James and Grofone Bebo Nechi Nechiana. Or no cotinas in whom say, ye may dibone, and no baby be a court for. Inti Martinami do tresse. The facts and Crofo Nechi afi or the baby be a court for netresse mammy no nimhe. I just am having a crown, unim the warrior. I just say, there is no transparency and accountability. Just one who on him Crofo in Susu. Sorry, no taking the decision. He described her actions as politically motivated, suggesting that her administrative decisions are driven by allegiance to the executive rather than the judiciary's independence. Timothy Amidu kase, Chief Justice we no, I say, the warrior be or her MPP or her President Akufo-Addo, the ebeboa MPP na warrior. Into her places are closely courts now. Allegedly, them said those places no NDC places, NDC strongholds. And Chief Justice need take his decision. Into no the ebeboa MPP no Chief Justice we there. On who ne say the ebeboa the judiciary and a judiciary independence. Yankasa yet na se adwen da bi the ebeboa MPP nkwa na Chief Justice we oye. Also the cumulative effect of the perceptions she has created in her administrative and supervisory functions might have been one of the reasons that contributed to the significant decline in the rating of the standing of the nation's judiciary by the recent Mo Ibrahim Foundation report measuring indicators of judicial impartiality based on factors such as the independence of the courts, the autonomy of judges, and judicial appointments downwards by about 30%, he noted. Into what now saying international rating be by Ghana judiciary no any courts no aba from omo adwuma aba from omo ye adwuma omo nwen de na asem ye de ho nti o tre se ono enye ne wanwa uhwe chief justice we ni nyama wo ye kra na enye ne wanwa se nde Ghana judiciary no internationally ne kra no ye gi edimbone ratings are eba efa ye judiciary hu ni na akofom o se ono kra enye ne wanwa. He stressed the need for immediate reforms to restore public confidence in the judiciary, emphasizing that only substantial changes could address the perceived bias within the current judicial system. To asema Martin Amidu oka and they say embredu say was Ghana for yanka say sorry ni ehu de AC ewo judiciary ni mu ni esiesie because ye German crofo we so mo ansiesie a omo ye MPP for omo nsiesie no. I say the only proposal which in my considered view would salvage the wanton abuse of the administrative and supervisory powers vested in the Chief Justice under the 1992 Constitution is to curb those powers by a constitutional amendment enjoining that the empaneling of the justices of superior courts, their assessment of promotions, their transfers, selection for courses, and the exercise of other administrative and supervisory powers over the rights of the justices of the superior court must be undertaken with the assistance of artificial intelligence to avoid capriciousness of this and future chief justices, he noted. International Juma Chief Justice say ni pakro the Chief Justice ne beba obe select Chief Justice say Chief Justice ne be select nkrofo atena case so ini sa nyama ni na no Martin Amidu tremu a ewo Ghana Constitution mu no yenhwe na yensesa no yenhwe ni yensesa no na entwa yi enye kra enye chale. Martin Amidu did not miss. He did not miss at all. 7-page letter, and this is the full article. 7-page. Actually say, outro. The made the brain monocrano, and no your summary. But Charlie, Osha Martin Amidu, or bomb a minute cheaper. Indirectly, not just my minutes. Not. Let me try to read some excerpts. Or say the reopening of some courts in the Upper East region. Judicial impartiality is impossible under a Chief Justice lacking integrity and transparency by Martin A.B.K. Amidu. Also, the Chief Justice of Ghana, after being made to realize a profound ignorance and illiteracy of the history of the geography of Ghana, quietly directed the reopening of 4 of the courts within the environs of the Upper East regional capital she arbitrarily and capriciously directed to be closed on 29 October 2024 as being part of the current situation in Boko and its environs. The conduct of the Chief Justice in closing those courts on spurious grounds demonstrated her lack of high moral character and proven integrity to have been entrusted with the exercise of the administrative and supervisory powers vested in her under Article 125 of the 1992 Constitution, which enshrines inter alia that justice emanates from the people and shall be administered in the name of the Republic by the judiciary, which shall be independent and subject only to this Constitution. A Chief Justice of any country who does not know the history and geography of her country and act discriminatorily, unfairly, and without candor in the performance of administrative and supervisory functions is clearly unfit to be the head of administration of an independent judiciary. The empaneling of justices by her, even to sit as justices of the Superior Court to exercise the judicial power, would be open to and actuated by arbitrariness, capriciousness, and incompetence to infect the independence of the court as adjudication institute. Hey, Martin Amidu Akasao. Now, for people who don't understand, let me sort of explain Martin Amidu's point of view. Okay. Just like Mekan the dada, no Martin Amidu nsemo a wo trend say very simple. Asemo isi woboko. Enkura embe mboko. U say because asem na isi woboko ni nti. Yen close it down courts ewo enkura enokra embe mboko just for the mere fact say all those courts no ewo Upper East region. Sani America no Tema ewo Greater Accra region. Dansoman ewo Greater Accra region. Mamobi ewo Greater Accra region. What you say? Nima ewo Greater Accra region. Na Ntokwesi Watema. Na yemfa say Chief Justice ahye say because Ntokwesi was permanent, Greater Accra region courts e wo ho nyina enclose down. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Because Tema baby asem nesi no, it is not close to a lot of these communities in the Greater Accra. Inti Martinamido asem wo kan say Bokunto kwasi ye no, o Chief Justice o ma bema order say Upper East courts be e wo ho no yen closing it down. And Nkrofo ba between the reason I can and say o say Ntokwesi wo boko. And Nkrofo between wa adwin so say dabi say ye boko ntokwa nti na o say yen close court there. Sa places here wa ma ye close court and men boko. Inti there's no need say o say ye close court e wo ho. See ye close court there ensem enkoso. Land litigations din sensem bebre. Boko ntokwa nti yen close ma ye ndi Nkrofo nsem. Na che say Chief Justice who nim de wo ye. Martinamido nsem no. Inti em Nkrofo Chief Justice nechi no eno no abetena ase hu no say ye no kware o court na mama ye closing it down no ebi mben boko it is here the mema ye mbie court no ena Chief Justice no come ye bie court no just after some few days Nkrofo nechi tene na Martinamido ka say Chief Justice say to me take decision say now ye nim say wo na wo ye Chief Justice na case bia ba wo say wo ye nhwehwemu ansa wo take decision say na we to me take decision say na later wa ba be ho aba be sesa wa adwen dia na kire say wa bon. Not just a cases bebre wagana hakrane ni kwanza utumitina so. Because as a normal common chief as a Chief Justice, you don't know something as common as this. Then it means that case biba beto wenim. Now we've selected judges krato so krana unim de woye. Ube good judiciary no anymore say. Unye asem ho ansa wama ye friend say directive just as boko de no because as Chief Justice here in himself at least say president and speaker and no take decision bia no omo take without some medwen ho because we hear judiciary ni ntino e was say we drink case bi ho we hear investigation we share e bia matters on the ground answer to me take decision bi say they are not say o ma mi decisions be bia o take no nhye na anwen ho saa o dwen party ho Martinamido nsem wo kan no I say it will be recalled that on 1st November 2024, I published in the media an article entitled The Speaker's Folly of Shutting Down Parliament and the Decision to Close All Courts in the Upper East Regional Capital, in which I exposed the incongruity of the reason assigned by the Chief Justice for closing the court in the regional capital and its environs, which was widely circulated. On 8th November 2024, the Chief Justice directed another memorandum amending her earlier capricious directive dated 29 October 2024. This time, directing the reopening of the following courts for business with immediate effect. 1. High Court Bogatanga. 2. Circuit Court Bogatanga. 3. District Court Bogatanga. 4. District Court Bongo. The Chief Justice, however, refused or failed to assign any reason for directing the reopening of the 4 selected courts listed above. Not to say, all close courts no on my reason say bokunto kwaninti. Afe wo no Martinamido bebo Chief Justice na chiwie ye. Afe wo ba be court no. One my reason inti a wo bie court no. Na ke bi also my reason say oh Martina si adwene hu say me di bone. It is here me sanso bie court no. One my reason. But see interestingly and reflecting again her abject illiteracy. Asa wo hwa Martinamido words so use so a. Enye small. Ye ka say illiteracy addressing ba ko na bon. Into say interestingly Mami no wotre se wabon no kra no osanso ye bibi e de no ye. I say reflecting again her abject illiteracy of any historical and or geographical knowledge of Ghana, the incompetent Chief Justice left out the district courts Zuarungu within Bogatanga and its environs from the list of the courts she directed to be reopened. Inti mami ni tre se wabon no courts bi wo ho eno nso mben boko eno nso de wanka se ye mie Eho was still Wamayatum. I said the district court Zebila and the district court Garu cannot by any historical or geographic ingenuity be classified as coming within the words of the Chief Justice memo of 29 October 2024 as falling within the nomenclature of the current situation in Boko and its environs. Zebila, which is 18 miles from Boko, and Garu, which is also the equivalent in mileage from Boko municipality, cannot be any stretch of the imagination be said to be within the current situation in Boko and its environs, unless a person who has risen to the high office of the Chief Justice of Ghana has surrounded her reasoning to the executive branch for purposes of political party election interference agenda. Or say, Oko ekrobi to say Zebila, and Boko 18 miles. Now, for people to understand the distance between 18 miles, no. Let me show you. Let me show you. 18 miles in kilometers. Ebe saying 18 miles no. Ebe yemfa say roughly 29 kilometers, right? 29 kilometers. Into let's see distance between Tema. Yemfa distance between Tema and okay, into distance between Tema and Osu, 36 kilometers. Into sa, everyone say 29 kilometers, no. Ebe be a distance between Tema and everyone say Accra, okay. And no, you're 34. Into close. Into akwa say, baby a walk no. Everyone say Tema, and a wujino Osu. And I walk say because into kwesi Tema inti Osu for yese monda, di inti into kwesi Tema. Look at the distance. Into for people to understand, the distance are a Amidu walk on someone. And yet small distance. Emuchi. 2 tier Amidu in someone walk. Assembly muchi. Atia said, your walk no, or say, a quino, a womb, emuchi. Close to about 30 kilometers. And a womb. Tiabane saying, and no more court there. Sabe. And no, Sancrophone, they are not under curfew. Into tier the walk on. I say, her reasoning, no, the only agreement obe to me make it from Mamina dia warrior and say, or yeah, a Jumama MPP, so that MPP will use the courts to interfere. I say the volatile towns and environs of violent chieftaincy and or land and other pre-modal conflicts in the Republic of Ghana between the end of September 2024 and the end of October 2024 were and still are 10 townships and their environs in various regions of the country. The website of the Ministry of Interior, where I was once also a minister, shows that between the end of September 2024 and the end of October 2024, the Minister for the Interior imposed curfew on 10 towns and their environs. In almost each case, the curfew narrative was similar, and as having been done on the advice of the Regional Security Council, I am not aware that the Chief Justice closed down the courts in those townships and their environs as a result of the curfew declarations, let alone the closure of courts in their regional capitals as happened in the Upper East region. In the same walk on Oko website, so the Ministry of Interior website, so and then that say in Kroa in Tokwesi so Ghana ha 10 aside Boko. Curfew at the domo so. Me sure say alavanya ni nkunya monia eka ho. But say sa nkro ni nyina no. Ye close wo mo court. E ba ne say na Upper East de bokonkwa no person close wo mo court. The summary I made of the notifications of curfew for the period under reference affected Pantinga Township and its environs in the northern region, Boma Township and its environs in the Ahafu region, Bumburugu Township and its environs in the northeast region, Nkwanta Township and its environs in the Nkwanta South Municipality of the Oti region, Boko Municipality and its environs in the Upper East region, Triponi Township and its environs in the northeast region, Saboba Township and its environs in the northern region, Drobo, Jape Krum, Babianiha, Bebianiha, Kwisibuo Krum, Mposo, Baby Krum, Kujukesi Krum, and Katechire Krum and its environs in the German South Municipality of the Bunu region, Sampa Township and its environs in the German North District of the Bunu region, and Bimbila Township and its environs in the North region. Into Oka, in Kro Wagana ha, into Kwesi Subebrea, and the Yadi Kefu Atu Womoson and our body, make an minim, and Yamatinam de Mekanga, if he said Boko Pen and Tokwesi war. Just say in Kro Weni and Tokwesi war, and the Kefu at Domoso. But court a war Juma. The most unmistakable observation any casual researcher will make is the conspicuous absence from the website of the Ministry of Interior's press release titled Declaration of Curfew in Boko, dated 28 October 2024, signed by a Deputy Minister for the Interior for the minister, stating that blah, 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 and all that. Martin Amidu went in, and then, Charlie, Martin Amidu, Aboma minichi na baby a eye me de ene say already Bible Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 or Troy was say we reap what we sow. We reap what he sow is what the Bible tells us. In the Martin do catch mama no said the gu no eno na obetwa the wu dia bia na na obetwa the wu dia no eno na obetwa. And this is the same thing chachuchi kata catch mama Ochiamia woni masem ka wose dian Ghana for masumupa. Hey Martin